This is Megan Barth with ReaganBabe.com, and welcome to The Heat on 360news.com. The Democrats' progressive political theater continues in their desperate attempts to regain power. It's called the politics of personal destruction, and their target of destruction is President Trump and anyone in and surrounding his administration. Their fantasies have included Russian collusion, obstruction of justice. President Trump is mentally incompetent. He's a misogynist, a racist, and the latest, Trump hates brown children. The illegal immigrant invasion at our southern border has resulted in a 300% spike in families and unaccompanied minors, which has flooded our detention centers. These detention centers provide shelter, education, healthcare, entertainment, and 3 square meals a day. There aren't any rooms of torture or gas chambers, yet the Democrats are comparing these detention centers to Nazi concentration camps. Oh yes, I forgot. The other progressive charge against Republicans, Trump is Hitler, his supporters are Nazis, and ICE agents are the Gestapo. Yet if the Democrats really care about the children, why aren't they having a discussion regarding the dangers of human trafficking? According to my government data, Mexico is a large source, transit, and destination country for men, women, and children subjected to sex trafficking and forced labor. Groups considered most vulnerable to human trafficking in Mexico include women, children, indigenous persons, persons with mental and physical disabilities, migrants, and LGBT Mexicans. Over 10,000 children are in these detention centers because their parents paid for a human smuggler, a trafficker, to traffic these children thousands of miles. These children are subject to sexual abuse, sexual violence, sex trafficking, and physical abuse. According to a stunning Fusion investigation, 80% of women and girls crossing into the U.S. by way of Mexico are raped during their journey. Rape can be perpetrated by anyone, including the following: guides, fellow migrants, bandits, or government officials, according to Fusion. Sometimes sex is used as a form of payment when women and girls simply don't have the money to pay the bribes. According to an LA Times article published earlier this week, stated robberies, rapes, and assaults perpetrated by smugglers, cartel members, and Mexican immigration agents are common. This year alone, immigration authorities expect more than 70,000 unaccompanied minors to come through the United States unlawfully, the majority of whom are from Central America countries of El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. The number of unaccompanied Central American girls caught at the southwest border has rapidly outpaced the number of boys, according to a July Pew Research study. Through May, the number of unaccompanied girls younger than 18 caught at the U.S.-Mexico border increased by 77%. Sarah Sanders weighed in on the Democrats' silence. Not sure why the media is acting like this isn't a well-established fact. Women and young girls are brutally victimized on the journey north. Strikes me as quite bizarre that reporters would try to cover up these gross atrocities perpetuated by smugglers and coyotes, Sarah said. But see, the Democrats don't want to talk about how open borders endanger not only citizens of our country, but endanger the very children they swear they are protecting. They simply overlook this heinous abuse in their quest for absolute power. But with the Democrats, it's never about the children. It's always about power. And the more power the Democrats lose, the louder they scream racist. Want to stop human trafficking and the rape and abuse of innocent children? Close the border and force Mexico to take those seeking asylum, since Mexico is the first stop in their trafficking journey. This is Megan Barth with ReaganBabe.com, and when they can't see the light, make them feel the heat. Follow Reagan Babe on Twitter, Facebook, ReaganBabe.com, and here every week on 360news.com.
Newsflash, local attorney Paul Patter wins a $160 million verdict against a strip casino.
Paul Patter got me a $160 million verdict.
In a wreck, need a check? Don't settle for pennies on the dollar. At Paul Patter Law, we know how to win. We recently received one of the largest verdicts in Nevada history, $160 million. As I always say, don't get mad, get legal.
Paul Patter got me a $160 million verdict.